Hi there, and thank you for listening. I really appreciate you chiming in on my page and offering the life you do. Kind of excited to be responding, I guess, through video. I just didn't want to type this time because a lot of you were responding to a post I put up on Facebook a couple days ago. Whatever day it was in a post I put up about Doc Rivers. It was an article that also spoke about how the NBA players decided not to play a couple of playoff games in protest. I thought, this is amazing. And I put up a post to that effect. This is amazing how black athletes are using their wealth, and some white athletes are using their wealth, not just being rich, but using their wealth to say, wow, we're sustained, we can do this. We have enough influence and financial influence or financial sustainability to be able to make a decision like this and push a message forward about justice and equanimity. Major League Baseball followed the Milwaukee Brewers, did the same thing. I was like, wow, this is cool. And so I'm just minding my business, excited as a black man to see this kind of traction in 2020, especially after George Floyd and these last few months that have been just full of protest and peaceful protest, and then vitriolic reactions from the government and from our president. To see this kind of proactive move, this was wonderful. And then this guy shows up on my page, and I know this guy because we have been neighbors before, and I've known him for 15 years. And he says, don't care. I said, but you do, because you responded. That made sense to me, because if I don't care about something, I'm not gonna get engaged with it. I'm just gonna sit there and let that lie. And so he responded back, I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything else to do. But I know me and a whole lot of other people I know aren't going to watch a bunch of monkeys play some dumbass sports. If I want to watch monkeys, I'll watch CNN. Okay. Dumbass sports. These men work hard. These women work hard. The WNBA is also in protest and making really proactive measures, taking proactive measures to do justice and to bring attention to justice. But he says, I don't want to watch the monkeys. Now, we know monkeys is a racist trope. It's a dog whistle. It's not even a dog whistle anymore. Because white supremacy and white supremacist America thinks black people, or basically rationalized and taught that black people were three-fifths men, that we were most closely related to monkeys and apes. It's travesty. It's tragic. It's a sin. It's stupid. It lacks science. It lacks insight. Anybody following that idea needs some help. Maybe whatever kind of help they need a lot of help. But he makes this statement, I don't get upset, but I do pause and think, why would he do this? Why would he come to my page? My page. It's Facebook, it's virtual. I have the keys, I have the access codes to my page. You can say I may not own Facebook, but I'm renting something, I'm leasing something because I'm following the rules to be there, but he's gonna come on my page and do violence to me and do violence to people like me. And he goes on to say that if those people in Kenosha, the people who are responding and reacting and having demonstrations, don't like America, they should get out. Go somewhere else, like it's not their country. It's like it's not our country. And for the record, burning a building is not burning down America. America is not a building. America is a concept. It's an idea. It's not a business structure. It's not a car. It's not a pool house or a swimming pool. It's not a beach house or a lake house. It's not a school room. America is a concept. And just so you know, there are a lot of people burning down things a few hundred years ago, taking things from the indigenous tribes who grew up on this native land, killing them, demeaning them, raping them, stealing them. I'm gonna tell you, if you want to talk about people who don't belong, especially with the metric you're using, You may need to move. But this guy, I told you I know him. But not only do I know him, he hosted my 50th birthday party in his house. How interesting is that? He hosted my 50th birthday party in his house. Sometimes we think people are friends, and sometimes people really want to be friends. But what we have now is a president and an administration that's giving safe harbor to some of our most vitriolic thoughts and ideas and narratives. The president we have stokes hate, he stokes fear. He has not once tried to unify, but he's rallied and joined forces with white supremacists, with white nationalists, with those who are xenophobic and homophobic, those who are religious bigots. And we're finding out that there are a lot of people around us who actually feel this way, that have been in disguise for so long. So to that point, I want to thank all of you, each of you who show up on this page to defend human dignity, who say kind things, not just about me, but who have an insight and an understanding about the equality of our humanity and the goodness of our humanity, and you use this. But I want to challenge you, as I thank you, that we can no longer afford to cede ground to people who are perpetuating aggressively and violently these false narratives, these dishonest narratives about black and brown people, about women, about the LGBTQ community. We have to stop this stuff. We've been silent too long. Marianne Williamson said in a book years ago that the forces of evil and hate are much more organized. They're much more aggressive than the forces of love. Love, we talk about love, we want to be passive and kind of anemic. And love that's anemic is just love that doesn't do justice, it's anemic. We got to have some aggressive, some real assertive, intentional actions to show up when people are lying. We can't afford to say we're just going to let the truth reveal itself. No, the truth reveals itself when you tell it. The truth reveals itself. I'm not talking about just small things. I'm talking about the truth, that the essence of information that empowers people toward life. We can't afford to be silent about that anymore. We can't let people who are close to us keep saying these dastardly things, these dishonest, these evil and hateful things about people we know and people we love. If they're your parents, if they're your children, if they're your cousins and aunts and uncles and grandparents, you have to say, you know what? No, stop it. It's not true. We have to have a standard, people. And so I want to thank you, those of you who tune in, who come to this space to hear us talk about love, to hear me talk about love anyway. And I am like Michelle Obama in this regard. We have to have an assertive, intentional response to this evil. A few weeks ago, after George Floyd's murder, I started having conversations with my friend Malik Safiri and Bruce James on Facebook Live in the series, The Flow. We did a series called we did a series of episodes called The Spirituality of Whiteness, where we begin to talk as black men about how we experience whiteness, not white people particularly, but how we experience whiteness, because whiteness exudes and exhibits itself in the American culture. And there are black people who are also sucked into the power of whiteness in a way that it undermines their own identity, their own power, and they don't even know it. So we talk about the spirituality of whiteness so we could see how whiteness is hiding in plain sight in our customs, in our practices, in our culture, in our religions, in our schools, in our homes, around our dinner tables, in our sports, in our government. Right now we have grandmothers and grandfathers and fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers and aunts and uncles and children on the mall in Washington right now, marching on Washington in an effort to appeal to the decency in America and the decent people in America to stop being silent and to stop being passive. I'm sorry. I am totally aware that the president we have is going to take those snapshots and those pictures and try to make the people that love him, believe that black people are converging on federal property and trying to overtake it. Now, if there were thousands of white people and tens of thousands of white people on the mall, he wouldn't have this statement. It's as though we keep buying into this notion that it's okay for white people to be places and it's not okay for black people to be there in mass numbers. That's just ludicrous. It's stupid. Don't let him do that. Don't replicate and repeat these stupid things. Let's stop telling people that Trump is powerful. He's as powerful as we allow him to be because there are more of us and we're smarter. We can't be cowards anymore. It's time for us to voluntarily, intentionally jump into the struggle, into the discomfort. Not uncomfortable, discomfortable. You have to remove yourself from the habit of comfort to confront this enemy. Let's step up. Call an ace, a spade, a deuce, and let's get this job done. Thank you for listening to me, for tuning into my page. Thank you for caring about me. Thank you for coming to my defense. But it's not about me, so thank you for coming to our defense. Thank you for helping to build a community that includes all of us, that loves all of us. We are the best of us. You too. Love the rest of us. You too.